Hello and welcome back to North Sea Soundcheck episode 4. This is the music show for the Yorkshire coast. I'm Beth Pillin, and if you've watched before you will know this is a collaborative effort between Yorkshire Coast Gigs and Beckview Studios. So we're joined tonight with Kath Dunn-Mines from Yorkshire Coast Gigs and Christina Jones from Beckview Studios.
Yorkshire Coast Gigs is a community interest company supporting the grassroots and live music scene through news, reviews and interviews on our website, www.yorkshirecoastgigs.co.uk. We also advocate and support promoters, venues and artists and provide opportunities for writers and photographers interested in live music to gain experience.
Beckview Studios is a residential recording and music production facility near Scarborough. We specialise in recording music, but also audiobooks, podcasts, and a lot more. We host live recordings and broadcasts and work closely with the community to support regional and independent music.
So North Sea Soundcheck is hosted exclusively on Beckview Studios' YouTube channel, so go like, subscribe, get all the notifications for all of the brilliant stuff that happened in this space. You can also listen to the show on an audio podcast on Mixcloud, and our last episode, episode 3, was actually in the top 100 on Mixcloud, so thank you very much for all the love and support, and yeah, we just hope you enjoy this episode as well.
We've got some wonderful guests with you this evening. We'll be chatting to James Forster, organiser of Whitby's Neil and Ed Festival and member of band Panda Lasagna. We will have Mackie, a Whitby-based singer-songwriter and part of the Music Port team, Isabelle Randall, couture designer, and Jamie Hayward and Finn Hines, musicians and organisers from Bridlington.
We've also got lots of music news for you. What's been happening, what's coming up, recent releases, and lots of music along the way. And I'll be bringing you some of the most recent news from the studio.
So before we get started, I'd just like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Crescent Lounge, who provided us with some lovely food this evening. As always, absolutely smashing. Thank you very much. Your 360 Virtual Tours and Charlotte Middleton, The Curious Creative.
We always need sponsors to enable us to keep bringing this show to you. So if you are interested in sponsorship, in kind or in cash, of course, then contact myself or Christina to chat about how you can support us to support your scene. Before we start episode 4, please note that we filmed this live a short time before it's aired, so some things we discuss may happen in the in-between time. Even more importantly, when we mention upcoming events, be aware that things can change and always check event info before setting out. Let's get started.
North Sea Soundcheck with Yorkshire Coast Gigs and Beckview Studios. News from the scene.
So a number of events have taken place in the last month or so. We had Scarborough Extreme on the 13th of July. That was down on the seafront near Big Fred, the big statue of Fred.
Yes, I heard about this.
Yeah, and there was lots of stuff going on, lots of extreme sports and things going on, but lots of lovely bands organised by Sound of Scarborough, the music there, so there was lots to see going on. There was also a bit of a special Ishka reunion, for those of you who remember Ishka. It was a bit of a mashup of Ishka and Irricana Moonshine, but the lovely Sean Conroy was back over from his homeland, giving a gig at the Tap and Spile at the weekend, which was a lot of fun. Rock and roll poet Graham Rhodes, along with Elliot Palucci and Bryn Andrews, brought some unrehearsed mayhem to the Craft Bar at the weekend as well. I did go along for a bit of that. It was a little bit like a Pink Floyd vibe. It was very chill, very relaxed. Graham reading poetry over a bit of bass and a bit of sort of gentle, melodic beatboxing almost, I'd call it.
Yeah.
Probably not the right term, do correct me, but it was really interesting and unique, really lovely to go along to. Some of our favourite noisemakers, Graham Watson, were at the Westover Club with Philip Bull and the Fuzz Junkies doing a whole set of originals. Fuzz Junkies will be known to a lot of people for their covers, but they were doing a full set of originals, which, Simon, you were there, weren't you?
I was indeed.
You were, so...
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Very warm.
Very warm. Yeah, they normally are these little punky type gigs.
Most of these gigs at the moment in this weather as well. The lovely Em Louise, who you may remember from our first show, has actually just released an acoustic version of Be Right Here. And although I'm not allowed to talk about it in full, keep your eyes peeled in August. She's got some exciting stuff happening then. I want to tell you, but I've been sworn to secrecy. Open air theatre gigs have been a buzz. Yorkshire Coast Gigs reviewer Steve Dickinson, known to some as Mr. Merger, described the Human League as phenomenal. We've got a couple of short clips from Blossoms, which was a great gig as well.
When you were mine, you were so kind, but you went and changed your mind. Now I don't know what I should do. If you were mine, I treat you so kind, but if you find another lover, goodbye.
And another gig at the Open Air Theatre was Snow Patrol. You were at that one, weren't you, Beth?
I was. It was absolutely lovely. I took my mum, went with Yorkshire Coast Gigs doing a little review. It'll be out. But yeah, I took my mum to that one. It was a really lovely concert. They played all the big ones. They played Open Your Eyes. I thought both me and my mum were going to cry. Luckily, we didn't. Been to some other gigs as well. Went to Trinity Live on the 3rd of July. It worked out quite well, really. At the time of filming, the last 2 Thursdays, I've had things sprung on me, and they've both been absolutely fabulous. So Trinity Live on the 3rd of July, I was going anyway because Jack Robertson was playing, and also Samar, who are like a super group from Hull. Really nice, really different sound. So we ended up headlining that one. That one was good fun. And then last week we went to MKM Stadium as well, which they asked us about on stage at Trinity Live, and the band was sort of looking at me with such mercy going, we're so busy, please don't say yes. I'm like, yes, we will do it. So that was good fun. Hull Folk Festival as well, that was amazing. We played on the Sunday and we weren't sure what the turnout was going to be like.
It's on Humber Street, wasn't it?
Yes, on Humber Street. So we got there and there were people queuing up to go in. I was like, oh, this is actually going to be all right. And it was really busy. The whole street was just heaving. A shout out to Flower and Feast as well. We went and got some lunch. And the lovely girl behind the counter, she went, are you vegan? And I went, no, why? And off she shuffled and she came back with a box of donuts. Literally just gave us some donuts. So shout out to Flower and Feast. Nice, that was amazing. Nice. So there's also been some fabulous Filey Americana events, including Max and Veronica with support from the Weeping Willows, both at the Old Parcels office. Now, Remarkable Arts, I think you'll remember from episode 2.
January Jam
were here. Every single one of them works with Remarkable Arts, and they've had some awesome events going on. So we've had Scarborough Rocks at Westborough Methodist Church, Bridlington's Rock the Choiry. I keep doing that. The Priory. Bridlington's Rock the Priory and Beverley St Mary's Rocks.
In Whitby, there's been the Made in Whitby Festival, which had lots of music up at Whitby Brewery. There's also been Proms in the Park at the Abbey, which was apparently just fantastic, really great sound and everything. Also want to mention something that happens every month, but a big shout out for Whitby Blues Jam. It's just one of many events that take place at Whitby Brewery. And that tends to happen, I think it's the last Saturday of the month, but double check in case I've got my dates wrong. It does happen once a month. Scarborough Record Fair took place as well. The next one is the 28th of September at the Market Vaults in Scarborough. We've also had an amazing lineup at Scarborough Spa for an event called A Beautiful Day at the Seaside, run by JS Promotions. That featured the amazing Jess Silk, Barstool Preachers, Pop Will Eat Itself and The Levellers. We've got a couple of clips of that as well.
Scarborough Jazz Club at the Spa Pub celebrated 100 years of Oscar Peterson with the Dean Stockdale Quartet, amongst many other things. They host their jazz night every Wednesday. Robot, or Regeneration of Bridlington Old Town, held the 2025 Vintage Festival. Lots of music filled the day, including Coastal Voices, the Gaslight Trio, Haunted Seat, Haunty,
Seashells.
Hornsey, Shanty, Lasses, and more. All of these bands have difficult names. I love it though. You keep
I give you all the difficult
I
ones.
know, thank you. Keep us challenged. Keep these great band names coming. The Hornsey Shanty Lasses were also at Beverley Folk Festival alongside many other artists.
Yeah.
We've done a massive release of Yorkshire Coast
You've done a
Gig reviews.
fantastic review alongside a couple of our other reviewers, and I'm a bit sad I missed out, really.
Oh,
Like an amazing
Don't
festival.
worry, there's so much to sink your teeth into through these reviews. Lots of photos. Go check them out.
Other recent releases include The Northern Riots, Seaside Lover, Rags to Riches by The Soup, SOOP, just in case anybody's wondering. Nick Tudor has released I Just Can't Decide for Myself. Don't forget, if you're dropping some new music, link us up to Yorkshire Coast Gigs and let us know. Then we can give it a mention on the show, give it a mention on our socials. Just give it a mention, full stop.
And stick it in the Spotify playlist.
Spotify playlist as
Very
well.
excited about the Spotify
Yeah,
playlist.
Now we're about to welcome our first guest, James Forster. So here's a little teaser of them in action with their band Panda Lasagna.
Artist Chat.
Welcome, James. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good. Yeah, good. Thank you. We're going to hear from you about the Neil and Ed Festival that's coming up on the 13th of September at Whitby Brewery. Thank you so much for coming from Whitby to come
It's
speak
all right,
with
yeah.
us.
I managed to get parked even though there's...
Oh, it's been a nightmare, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Did you get
I walked
get
round.
rained on?
Just.
Just.
Well,
you got your hat on, so it's okay.
it was all right, yeah.
So diving straight in with the Neil and Ed Festival,
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit first about Neil and Ed, the people.
Neil and Ed... Neil was my father. Ed was my godfather. And I sadly lost my dad, Neil, to cancer back in 2009. And then it was like another year and a half, I'd say. I lost my godfather to cancer as well. But them two were like just inseparable. They were like quite big characters in the old days, shall we say. So yeah, then when that happened, I thought, well, you got to be able to do something to remember them by.
Because they were big music lovers, weren't they?
Yeah, really big music lover. My dad was in a band, well, lots of bands through the 70s and stuff, playing the pub circuits and stuff, and my godfather being his right hand man. Yeah, just what a pair together. So yeah, I just thought to myself, what can I do to remember them by? And I thought, right, I'll put a gig on. So my dad taught me guitar, you see. So I thought, why not? But yeah, so that's how it came about. We did the first Neil and Ed back in 2011, I think it was. It wasn't a big success, to be fair.
Where was it, that first one? 'Cause
The first one was
It's moved around a bit,
the
hasn't it?
first one was at the Rifle Club. Yeah, and we had 3 or 4. I think we had 3 bands. I can't remember. I was trying to look in the kitchen before I came in, but I can't remember. We had like 3 or 4 bands on, and yeah, it was all right. You paid on the door. It was a moderate turnout. Back in like 2007, there wasn't really much happening in Whitby for like our age of people, but like for music and stuff. But yeah, it was all right. We tried it again a year later. Yes, it was at the Rifle Club again, I think. And yeah, it was just getting. It was kind of, I don't know what you say, but it was just getting worse and worse. I was thinking, why am I bothering doing this? So,
but that's the nice thing, I think, that you have actually persevered with it, and you've given it time to fail and to flourish, and to go, we can keep making it better. So from the Rifle Club, where did it move to?
We tried one at the Metropole, which I know, like, Mackie will know about it, the Metropole. If you don't fill the Metropole up, it does not sound good. And, like Lee, our bass player, is a sound engineer. He's like, this. I can't swear, so I won't say it. So yeah, we did one there, and it was okay. There was a few new bands coming round at that time. I can't remember which year it was. I think it was 2017. We did that one. Then we had like the likes of Sunbeam were coming about. 10 Foot Tom was still as popular as ever. We always have the Mighty Vipers playing, which are good friends of ours from like down like Barnsley and Shrewsbury area. So yeah, same again. Just didn't work, and I think we came away thinking, wow, we're not doing it. We did make enough money for like the charity and stuff, but yeah, it just wasn't ticking any boxes. So we just kind of fizzled out for quite a while. We were getting quite popular more with Panda, so we're doing more Panda stuff. And
so what changed?
What changed? The venue. Well, to say. Oh, it was the Metropole, sorry. We did the Metropole, then we went back to the Rifle Club for one more try. Even worse. So, yeah. You just think, what we're doing this for? But you just keep doing it because for the love of the guy. Like, I can't stop doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't... When I say it was a bad turnout, it wasn't... There was more than what we got in this room, which... it's enough, isn't it?
It's enough.
It's a win.
But yeah, then, there was another gap. I think it was 2021. Obviously, we had the whole COVID thing, so nothing could happen then. And we came about. Lee, our bass player, he works at the Whitby Brewery, the company that I own. We were doing a bit of work at the brewery, and we knew Richard from gigs back in the day, and everything was just tying nicely. And I kind of said, I'd love to do the Neil and Ed thing up here, because the brewery was around that time I don't know if it was around that time, Mackie, was it? It was getting more popular.
Yeah, we just set up the venue at that point.
Yeah.
So it was like just a brewery, and then we decided to bring music to it. Yeah.
Because you were working there, weren't you?
I helped to set up the venue. Yeah, with help from Lee. And yeah.
That makes sense, yeah, because I was in talks with Mackie trying to put the gig on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll cut that out. I spoke to Mackie, and yeah. But yeah, it just worked miles better up there. So we thought, right, we'll try it. And I said, the only thing I want to kind of do then is let's make it an all-day gig. Let's get as many Whitby bands and as many friend bands from out of town and just get it all nicely done. And I know we said the other day when you were asking about it, and yeah, it was a massive success, but it was also a massive failure. The place was because the place is open, it's free. We did it for free.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to do any ticket work. So it's open to the general public as well. So the brewery opened at 11. So by the time we were starting the gig, I think that year was at 3:00. It was the back end of summer, and it was absolutely hard jammed. No one was from Whitby yet rocking up. And then the people from Whitby started coming up, all the bands started coming up, and yeah, it was just chaotic. The brewery made a lot of money.
Good chaos, yeah, good chaos.
And they do a thing every year with us now where they whatever we raise, they match.
It's brilliant.
Which you can't think of enough. So yeah, after that one, I think it did actually put Richard off the brewery. He was like, I think it's a bit too much for this because it was the first time we'd done it for an all-day gig. You're thinking, we have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
After all the last time the failure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we persevered. We had meetings, try and tweak it a bit. And we bounced ideas. Yeah, we need 2 bars. I know that the set out of the brewery was still up and coming, so it wasn't furbished as well as it is now. Which is also a thanks to my company.
Put
a plug in that. So yeah, it just worked.
Yeah.
You got the Abbey
Yeah.
right next to you. And So yeah, ever since then, since 2021, we've just done it every year at the brewery, and you can't fault it. Brilliant.
No, so I just love that it took some time, but actually the formula came together, and now it's just like it's a fixture on the calendar now, isn't it?
Yeah,
it happens.
It's daft as it sounds. It's like people knew about it more because it was more out there.
Yeah.
Like, right, we've got this all day gig on. If it was just another night gig, I was like, oh, you're going to that gig? Yeah, I might come. But because it was all day, and the brewery was becoming a big success for itself. I don't think they had the pizza oven back then, did they?
Not at that point.
No.
Did they bring in a pizza wagon?
Oh yeah, it was a company from Scarborough.
Yeah.
So they did the food that food van sold out within minutes.
Yeah.
But now the brewery's got its own pizza oven. We do the 2 bars now. Nice toilet facilities, thanks to a certain company. And it's just perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Brilliant. So this year's festival,
Yeah.
tell us a bit about the lineup. There's some bands on there I don't know that I've not heard of before.
Yeah. You might have to tell me because of.
I'll run through the lineup for you. That's what I'm here for.
We'll start from the top.
Start from the top.
Yeah.
China Shop Bull.
China Shop Bull are a chaotic ska punk. I would say ska punk. It's like, they've got a rapper. It's intense, but it's really, really, really good. And we used to play a few gigs from back in the day with Panda Zanyan. I've always wanted to bring them to Whitby.
Yeah.
I've been pestering them for a few years. Can you play this year? No. Can you play this year? No. Right. Then we finally got it this year. So I was like, and they did message the other week saying, "Is this still happening?" Because we've been offered something else. I was like, "This is happening, so you are coming." So yeah.
Mighty Vipers, you mentioned earlier, they've played it a few times before.
I mean, they're just part of the furniture. They've been from day one with us. We've known the lads for years. Lee used to live with them from back in 2001, back at university and stuff, and they've just been a part of not just Pan Lasagna, but a part of Man, Lee's, all our friends, other bands. Like, there's just been that family relationship. So yeah, when we got the Vipers the first year at the brewery, and people came and like, "Oh my God, who's these? I've never heard of these." And well, this is just the norm to us. It's so we have to have the Vipers.
You have to have the Vipers.
It's a rule.
Panda Lasagna we'll talk more about in a moment. 10 Foot Tom and the Leprosy Crooks, who, again, well-known Whitby band, will be playing a little video from them later as well.
Yeah.
Crash Mats.
Crash Mats are a friend of ours for Panda. We played a festival 2018, I'd say, 17, 18, in Leeds called the Pie Race Festival. So there's loads of bands on, spread over a weekend. There's a big pie eating competition. And they were on after us, and we thought, we'll stick about, because it seemed like a bit of a daft name, the Crash Mats. And I have never laughed so hard in my life. So we bumped into them after, talked. Turned out we're all big old school wrestling fans. So, that was like putting a mirror up to our band.
Yeah.
I think there's other people out there like this. So, they've been really good friends. So we put them on. It's the shop people. That's what it is. They're so rough and ready. It's it's spot on.
Another local band, Stella.
Stella, Luke Pearson, who's a hell of a singer. He's been around playing Whitby for many, many years. He's a really, really good friend of myself and all the other rest of the bands. He's helped us out with Panda's writing song titles for Panda songs and plays the harmonica. We did a gig once, and I'm not kidding, we just passed him in a van and he asked us where we were going, and he said, "I'll come with you." He didn't know where he was going, but he just jumped in the van. We came to the gig, and brilliant.
Lovely.
I can't remember what the gig was, but he always has a harmonica just in his coat pocket. And
Smashing.
luckily it was in key. So
Even better.
what can you say?
And the final two, Curious City and, if I'm saying this right, Rayo de Sol.
Rayo de Sol, yeah. Well, Curious City are basically the two guys out of Uttoxeter who played the first ever near-net gig back at the Rifle Club. And they were a big part of our friends and family and gigs back, way back in 2001, when we used to there was quite a decent music scene back then. Me and Lee were putting gigs on every 2 weeks. All college bands were playing, and it was what a time to be alive. And there's a lot of people, especially around my age and that, yeah, what a time that to be alive around that time when it was just like 130. I think it was 130 capacity club, which was the rifle club. But you were packing 200 people in it. There was a queue. Gig started at 7, but the queue was down the drive at 6 o'clock, and it was chaotic. But it was brilliant. Yeah, they were quite a big part of that scene. It's,
fantastic.
yeah, it's great. They're all from Leeds now. Yeah, and Raya de Sol, the new up and coming band from Whitby, which. Yeah, you've got to give them a chance, haven't you? So.
Absolutely.
But they're on first, so yeah, you want to catch them.
Definitely, because I was going to say, you've mentioned to me that there might be some surprises coming during the event.
Yeah, we always like to put.
Not allowed to give anything away, but
no.
Yeah, definitely
There's not that many.
Get there early doors.
Yeah, get there early doors. We do try to do the Brave and Shave. We did it one year, and yeah, it was good. It was good when you're trying to when the bands are overchanging, like a 15-minute slot or something.
Yeah.
What can we do? Oh, I'll shave my hair off for money. Perfect. So it was filling the pot up for charity money. But we were trying to get last year. It didn't really work last year, but we were stood at the bar pestering people saying, if you buy that pint, you've got to get your head shaved. And that was for women as well and children. So, yeah. But it didn't work. So. But no, we were trying to do some sort of surprise. And yeah, it's good.
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit now about yourself and Panda Lasagna. You've been going for how long?
20 years. Well, I'll put it out there. I think it's 20 years. I think we started in 2005, but I could be wrong. But it's a kind of Panda thing that if it isn't true, I'm not that bothered, really.
Who's going to contradict you?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if anyone wants to contradict me, come at me. Find me. But yeah, we've gone 20 years. Can't believe it. It's like myself, Sean. I met Sean, our drummer. Sunbeam's drummer, should I say. I met him through bands. I met my best mate Lee through bands. Chris, our other guitarist. Yeah, it's all linked nicely. And we were all in bands before we met each other to start Panda. Panda started off as a 3-piece. Myself, Sean, and our original bass player Mike, who were all in college doing bits. And it took off really well. And it was just... Yeah, it's what a time to be alive again. I keep using that phrase, but yeah. No, brilliant. I've bet 20 years of just laughing. I've never laughed so hard at some of the stuff we do. It's crazy. Like, take the mick out with other bands. Not to the face, around. I was just like saying earlier to the guys that we played a gig recently and it was in a marquee. So to watch, if someone's coming in to watch us, I'd love to just put them on the spot, make them feel uncomfortable for 5 seconds at least. And they go, what's he pointing at me for? What's he saying? I'm just coming to watch a band. But it's just that. I love that. All that interaction.
The interaction, yeah.
Bit of banter, bit of music. It's more banter than music, but yeah.
Keeping them on the toes.
Yeah. And after 20 years, things are white. We're not popular, but we're not as busy as we used to be. But I'll play to 2 people and they'll still enjoy it. That's what
and you'll hopefully play to a very full crowd at Whitby Brewery on the 13th of
so we are going to try and mark that as the 20th anniversary. There might be cake. I don't know.
Oh, is that one of the surprises?
Yeah, it's going to be made out of Lego and lasagna.
Now.
So that's the cake.
That's fantastic. So just a reminder for the Neil and Ed Festival, please do make sure to get there early doors. Bring some cash as well as cards. The venue takes cards for the food and the beer, but cash for the buckets. Let's fill those buckets up with some cash. Yeah. So just a brilliant all-day of free music, raising funds for cancer research in honour of Neil and Ed. Thank you, James, so much for coming on and talking to us. We really appreciate it.
So our next guest is Mackie, a singer-songwriter based in Whitby. Before we talk to him, here's his video from Wheelbarrow Sessions. You'll see why. This is Memories.
take the ocean and put it on a spoon. I could roll the land up to a small cocoon to give to you. Well, but these things I would not do, 'cause of the people live here too. I could squeeze the rain out of the clouds just like a sponge, or bite the snowy mountain tops and melt them with my tongue. I could cook the fruits and all the tree roots from the jungle in a stew. Well, but these things I would not do, 'cause the creatures need their food. Well, these gifts aren't mine to give, and they're not yours to take. Make no mistake, but the memories that we make, my pen won't break. Extinguish all the stars with just my finger and my thumb, or float into a black hole, though I might feel a little numb. You may say I sound crazy, perhaps a little dumb, but who are you? 'Cause I could say that you're dumb too. Well, we're all on this world to live. I say some love, some hate, some give, some take, but the memories that we make, my pen won't break. I said these gifts are mine to give, and they're not yours to take. Make no mistake, but the memories that we make, they are ours for goodness sake. I said the memories that we make, my pen won't break.
Artist Chat.
Welcome, Mackie, and thank you for also travelling up from Whitby for us.
Stockton today.
Stockton, you're at work, were you?
I was at work, yeah.
Oh, you came straight here.
Whoa.
Hope you've had time to refuel and rest.
I haven't refueled actually. No, I think I've got about 23 miles left, and it's 21
You're not
miles
getting
to my
quite
house.
all the way home.
So,
no.
yeah.
So that was a beautiful video
Thanks.
that you sent in to us. Where was that?
So that was my old allotment. I had an allotment because I didn't have a garden, you see, so I wanted a garden. And some friends of mine told me about these allotments. So we got the allotment and shared it with a couple of mates. We used to gather around there. We planted stuff. I'm pointing at the TV because that's where it was. But it's not there anymore.
There were some
Yeah.
tatties.
There were some tatties there. We had an orchard. We grew. We had some apples. We had some rhubarb. We had some many berries.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff. Yeah. And then they took it off me. Yeah.
How dare they?
I know. Unbelievable. Took it off me. Said I wasn't there enough. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I know.
It sounds a lot like the back garden at Queen's with all the stuff growing and lovely. So where did you start out in music? Like, how long have you been playing?
I've been playing guitar for, how old am I now? 24 years-ish. So I moved to Whitby when I was 7. And it was moving to Whitby that was the pivotal moment because got there, 7 years old. I was like, right, we've been driving for ages. I'm going out, find some friends. So I walked across the field near my house, across a road, then another field, and I found 2 people. There was basically they were playing a game called Army Medics, which is where they go around, pretend to shoot each other, and then when one of them gets shot, they have to go over and heal them with this magic potion that they made out of daisies and grass that they picked out of the ground, a load of water. They'd have to pour that.
Did they drink it or just...
No, they just kind of pretended to pour it on each other, yeah. And that would fix them, and then they could run around, pretend to shoot each other again. So that was good. So obviously I've joined in, because like, why wouldn't you? Anyway, for one reason or another, I can't remember what it was, both of these guys had a massive fallout.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like, and so then I was in a really awkward position, because these were my two first friends. So I had to decide which one I was going to be friends with. So it was the one who was a year younger than me, who was quite obviously very, very smart, but God, did he know it. Or there was the chubby guy with the really sort of normal Lego-looking haircut. So I went with him because he
trustworthy.
He sort of reflected. He was like me, but a year older. Like, you know, I didn't look. It's not like I looked up to him. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I had a really normal Lego haircut as well at the time, and I was, you know, yeah, I hadn't quite had my growth spurt by that point. So yeah, I went with him. Went back to his house. Turned out he had a guitar. His dad used to play bass. There was loads of really nice guitars. I was like, oh, this is cool. Because no one in my family, except for my great uncle Warwick, who I met like a couple of times, but no one else plays music. He plays guitar. So yeah, he showed me a couple of things, you know, the old Smoke on the Water, all that sort of stuff. So I went home and I robbed my brother's guitar and one of his little books, and I just sat and just did something that gave me purpose, you know. And that was like before you could get the little like serotonin boosts from like flicking through Facebook or whatever, which I'm really glad, because I'm terrible, like ADHD or whatever it is, I don't know what it is, but like, you know, things like that are just on it. But back then there was nothing like that, so I got the little serotonin boost from learning new songs and learning new techniques, and yeah, that's what started it. And then I kept going, and my parents realised it wasn't a fad.
Yeah.
So they very kindly, when we went on holiday once in the caravan, they went to a car boot sale, bought me an electric guitar. So then I fiddled about with that and all that sort of stuff. Realised very quickly that nobody wants to just listen to somebody play guitar. I mean, people do, obviously. I mean, that's no, but it's a lot harder to make people. You can't just walk into them and go, right, everybody shut up, and then just play like classical gas. Do you know what I mean? You probably can at an open mic or like a thing where you're plugged in, but you've got to be, you know. So I was like, right, I'm gonna have to learn to sing or something to accompany it. I was rubbish, really bad. But luckily, thank you everybody, nobody told me that. So I kept going and kept going and kept going, and through trial and error and getting it wrong enough times, you then start to like learn how to get it a little bit right. But then people did start telling me that it actually sounded quite good. And I noticed that there was an absence of that before and then it started happening. I was like, oh, right, I might have been rubbish. I'm getting better now. So that was
all
really
character building.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But Whitby was a perfect place to do that. I mean, Whitby and the surrounding areas, of course, but at that point, you know, young kid, no driving, you know, my dad was working quite a lot, so I couldn't like jump in and go and see the surrounding area. So I had Whitby, and luckily there was a huge amount to do, like musically. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of inspiration. I mean, I was probably, I don't know how much younger I am than you guys, but I think, you know, I definitely heard about, you know, these famous gigs that were going on. Everyone would try and get in. I never did. I didn't have the confidence at that point to try and get served when I was 14 or something. But yeah. So yeah, there was a lot to aspire to. So I kept going. And then yeah, eventually stumbled onto an event which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point, called Music Port Festival, which was a global music festival. A friend of mine, Ian Williams, used to play in a band with him called Tapsulterio, which is Gaelic for topsy-turvy O. Had an apostrophe. We thought we were very clever. So he took me to this festival, and that was kind of like my first eye-opening, like, whoa, that was my first taste of big production music, big production live stuff. Like, wow, that's like, yeah, that's something else, that. So carried on, kept going. And then, yeah.
Here we are. So you've had a busy last year or two. Have you been touring? Like, where have you been?
Well, me and my family have a big 7.5 ton wooden horse box that's converted into a house, basically. And we work at events. So throughout the summer, we jump in the truck, like pretty much every weekend, sometimes for weeks at a time, and we drive around and work at several different events. There's a string of 10 international food festivals, and they've got live music going on as well. There's several festivals around. There was Knockengorrick Festival up in Scotland, Kelburn Garden Party up in Largs, Scotland. What we've got coming up? I will have been at Staxtonbury by the time this goes out, not playing but working. That's the thing. I kind of sometimes I forget I can play the guitar because I've got into like the sort of working behind the scenes and stuff as well. So I do a bit of that as well. And then Musicport in October, and then but before that Vogrie Pogrie up in Edinburgh in September, and then lots and lots of local gigs as well. So I have a residency in the Endeavour in Whitby, which is every Thursday that I'm available, which in the summer isn't as often, but in the winter is a lot more often. So generally I'll be there playing some of my own tunes, some covers, all that sort of stuff. Pub gig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Great fun.
Love a good pub gig.
Yeah, well, I like it as well because like you get to have a lot of banter with people.
Yeah, it's that rustle and bustle of the busy bar.
It's really good. Like people come in and are like, oh no, it's a bloke with a guitar. We're gonna have to be quiet. Like, no, it's Thursday night. He's gonna play like loads of really like personal, introspective songs, which I think there's a beautiful space for anybody who can do that. I just can't bring myself to inflict that on people who weren't expecting it. So yeah,
that's very kind of you.
It's all a massive laugh, and we play like a load of, it depends who's in there, but you know, like Irish drinking songs and all that. Everybody sings along and does silly dancing and stuff, and then and then play all over.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
Locally as well, but yeah, nationally and locally.
Yeah. Could you tell me a bit more about Musicport?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm eager.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's quite interesting because it's got a very, very loyal fan base, but a lot of them travel quite far to come to it. Not as far as the bands though. The thing is, Musicport's its 25th anniversary this year, and it is a global music festival. So that means we try our best to get acts on from every continent. Not a lot of music going on in Antarctica, not a huge amount. So until we have like penguin lasagna.
Yeah.
But yeah, beyond that, not a lot going on.
Yeah.
But no, we do our best. It's not always possible. There's visas and stuff these days, you know, that's got more difficult. Travel costs. We're not a rich festival. It's at Whitby Pavilion. So it's in October. This year it's the 24th to the 26th, but it's always around about that week in October. And the venue has 1,000 capacity, but we're putting on a lineup that would match festivals with 5-10 times that capacity, you know. So it's an incredible show, and it started with one idea. So Jim and Sue McLaughlin, the original directors, the founders of Musicport, came up with this idea to introduce a global music event to at that time quite a small fishing town. It wasn't quite, I mean, it was still quite popular 25 years ago, but it wasn't quite the tourist destination that it is now. So it was that real sort of like antithesis to what happens in winter in October at that time, other than Halloween and the goth stuff, which actually came later than Musicport. That, you know, there wasn't a huge amount going on. So they did this one event for the millennium, and it was a success, resounding success. And everyone was like, you should do another one. So they did. And like, you should do it again. So they did. And then before they knew it, they were, 20 odd years in, going, "Pwah, this is hard work." Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was a big, long time fan and attendee of the festival, and I would always turn up, and I wasn't very rich either, so I would do my best to offer what little skill I had at the time to help out and hopefully get my ticket in. As I got older and I did more music, I did more events, I got more experience, I started to get a bit more useful. So then a few years ago, Jim and Sue decided, right, enough's enough. This is we've been doing this a long time, and it is hard work. So they looked for somebody to hand it over to. And a friend of mine, Simon Williams, basically knew that if he didn't put his hat in the ring, that we'd lose it. We'd lose it either to a very commercial kind of thing, who just wouldn't have the same values, you know, because they try and make a profit from it. And you know, the international food vendors that we have would have just been like a cheap burger van or something. I'm not saying this would have happened. That's I mean, other people had their hat in the ring as well.
Yeah.
But Simon was very keen to keep it as it was and true to itself. So he took it on, and then turned around after the first year and was like, "Do you mind helping?" So I was like, "Yeah, 100%." And then I realised just how much work was involved. And I don't know how Jim and Sue did it. It's all been up there. So then we've rallied the troops, got a lot of friends from a lot of other events and stuff to give a hand. And it's an absolute beast. It's huge for such a small capacity venue. I'm not saying 1,000 is a small capacity, but compared to sort of 5,000 to 10,000 capacity festivals, which have the same sort of lineups, like I said, 1,000 capacity is small. And you know, you're going to struggle to pay a lot of the bands if you're only going on ticket sales. So we have a huge amount of support from I mean, you know, up to now we've been supported a huge amount by the Arts Council. So a lot of the events have been lottery funded, and then a lot of very, very lovely and generous people have done their bit to help. But yeah, it's definitely one for the calendar, and a lot of local people aren't necessarily aware of it. I'm not sure why, but you ask people in Whitby and they're like, "Oh, no, that was on. I've been going for 25 years." I don't know what sort of marketing they used to do, but yeah, we are really trying to push it for local people to understand that it's not just a load of music you've not heard of. It's the experience as well. You know, I mean, I've turned up years in the past and I've not recognised a single name on the lineup. But that's not what it's about. It's the magic of the actual event. It's the whole point that you can go into one room. There's 5 stages. We turned the pavilion into 5 stages.
Wow.
There's always something going on. Then there's a load of little hidden gems that aren't even programmed, and we've got like walkabout performances and just incredible magical stuff. We have a double-decker bus that comes and parks outside the pavilion, and that has jam sessions on it. It has programmed music. The people who run that, Bob and Lucy, they're the ones who run the other festival I mentioned up in Edinburgh, Burgery Pogry. They're both comedians and just absolutely brilliant. So they're wild. Just you can walk into one room, stand there. I get gig like ADHD. I kind of like I walk into one room, I look at something, I go, "This is amazing. It's like life-changing stuff." Anyway. Yeah. And then walk off and see what else is going on. And I've never ever left one place and gone somewhere else and gone, "Oh, I wish I'd stayed there," because then there's something else going on, you know. And it's like, it's just an absolute hive of activity for 3 days.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. You should come.
We should come.
We should.
Oh, is there any tickets there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so tickets are available. We are moving up the tiers, so if you act now, you'll get the cheaper tickets. If you don't act as quick, or if you can't,
get the tickets now.
Yeah. Where are we doing this? Public service announcement, right? Act now for cheap tickets. Or if you don't want to commit and you are really rich, then you can wait a little bit, and then they're only going up like a £5. Do you know what I mean? But we need to cover our costs. So
absolutely.
The sooner you act, the cheaper your ticket. They're available at musicportfestival.com. So there you go.
I'm just showing Beth some notes now, because you know that little note you told me earlier.
Oh, yeah, right.
I forgot it was.
You know that Beth
interviewing
needs to
you.
go to Specsavers.
Do you want me to just ask that?
Yeah, I would love that.
We're just going to circle back now to your own songwriting. You've got an album and a single currently on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Betrayal is the single, and the Nomad EP. Are you working on anything at the moment?
So I've been trying to work on new music. I have made some stuff, and I play a lot of it live. I haven't managed to do any recording yet. That is on the docket. If anybody knows of any studios kicking about, I don't know. So the dream is that first album. That's quite generous, really, I suppose. I wanted to release an album, and me and my partner Bryony at the time were moving away to go and run away and live in a van, which we did. And I tried to time the release to our leaving party, much to her chagrin. because I always got to make it about you, will you? But no, so I ended up having to rush it, and I had a cold when I was recording the vocals, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I had like a little laptop with what's that, free Audacity? Yeah, Audacity. Recorded it on Audacity, and then used an online mastering tool that I paid like 40 quid for. I then immediately cancelled my subscription as soon as I mastered the album.
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, go and listen to it, please. By all means, it's free for anyone who wants it. If you click download, it will come up with a suggested donation of 50p. You can actually delete that and write 0, or you can delete that and write £100 if you want. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, somebody did that once. As soon as I made it, I was selling it for £5. Right, the CDs were 6 quid. I'm not going to tell you how many I made of them, but I sold out. My mum's got both of them. But yeah, no, the CDs were 6 quid, but online, because it wasn't physical, it was 5 quid, and I wasn't selling it anything. And then I made them free, and on the day I made them free, somebody paid me 100 quid.
Wow.
Grand now, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, but yes, I would like to record something going forward, and the idea is, because I'm a bit bored of my own, not bored of my own music, I'm bored of listening to myself on my own. So even though I still really enjoy playing gigs, playing my solo stuff, I'd really like to hear it more polished with some more instrumentation. So the idea is to record kind of 2 albums at once. One is the solo stuff, me and the guitar, maybe just a bit of double bass or something, just a couple of brushes. Then the other one will be like the experimental version, which is like, invite a load of amazing musicians, send them the other stuff so they can listen to it and go, do what you want. So let's see what happens, and like we'll see if we can get like a trombone in or some synth, or I don't know, something mad. Maybe different collaborations on different tracks, and then the idea would be they can be 2 individual albums, but there will be a special double album that people can get. So
great.
yeah, then I can still send the solo stuff out to festivals and stuff, like, please book me, it's cheap if I'm on my own.
Yeah.
But then the other ones that look like they've got a little bit more money, I can go, right, yeah, book me and all of these people.
Absolute all-rounder.
It's a few more quid, but it's worth it. So yeah, that's the idea anyway.
Fantastic.
Have a little chat with me later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say,
Yeah, great.
we know
Good
lots
stuff,
of
yeah.
musicians here.
Discovery session right here. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, great.
I think it's time for a bit of live music.
I think it is, yeah.
Right, cool.
When you get over there, just tell us what it is you're going to play. Thank you very much.
How are you, Kathy? All right?
I'm all right, yeah.
Yeah?
I'm sorry about not copying those notes for you. I wrote them down.
don't be
And then
silly.
I thought I was doing that interview. And
I'm very aware of not being like this because genuinely you can't see anything.
It worked all right.
It did.
Nice. Yeah, so this is a song that I wrote a little while ago, actually, but I'm still very proud of it. It's called Venture to the Unknown.
I sit at home, looking through the window pane. Though I don't know why, 'cause it always stays the same. Maybe it's my hopeful nature that says it's gonna change. Something calling me, but do I fight so hard to stay? just waiting for what I don't know. But I'm just waiting to let go of the gates open. Let you go. Would you choose safe monotony, or would you choose to grow? The universe is infinite, so we're told. So let's explore a little bit and claim it as our own. I'm just waiting for what I don't know. I'm just waiting to let go. I step outside, my first choice is which way to go. Do I choose somewhere new, or do I go the way I know? One thing about endless wandering, the destination is unknown. Learn along the way that keeps us going strong. I'm just waiting for what I don't know. I'm just waiting to let go. Open. Would you go? Would you choose safe monotony, or would you choose to grow? The universe is infinite, so it's all. Explore a little bit, claim it as our own. I would come with you where it's hard to go. I would come with you, a venture to the unknown.
Thank you, Mackie, so much for that. That was absolutely stunning. I think we're going to need to have a North Sea Soundcheck outing to the Endeavour one of these Thursdays, aren't we?
Yeah,
And come and see you. Thank you again. We're going to go to news from the studio.
News from the studio.
Welcome back to Studio Spotlight. And welcome back, Christina. How are we doing?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm just, basking in the beautiful music there.
It's gorgeous, absolutely
Really
gorgeous.
is. I'm looking forward to bringing you the most recent news from the studio. I made a couple of extra notes actually, so you guys don't know what I'm about to say, because I was reminded, like I needed to be, that of course Northern Riots released their Seaside Lover this last month, which was just excellent. It's an excellent track. Please go check it out.
Absolute anthem.
It's a real anthem, isn't it, for the coast? And it's been gaining lots of attention. And I particularly love the studio video because it was it was filmed in the studio by Adam over there. And it's a really excellent track, and it's out now. And then, of course, we've also recently released 10 Foot Tom and the Leprosy Crooks live set on our YouTube channel, who they'll be playing the Neil and Ed Festival, which James was talking about in September. And there's also our Live and Loud event that this was filmed at, took place last year. The full set is now out on YouTube, as well as an exclusive interview from the evening as well. And another full live set from one of our other live events is out now from the band Flat Moon. Flat Moon described themselves as crash landing somewhere between funk and punk. They're a bizarre and brilliant collective based in Yorkshire, and they've got high energy, groove-centered music with themes of escapism and neurodivergence. And you can experience all of that over on the YouTube channel. We've just released Kate McDonald's live EP.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
And from the Lounge. She's a phenomenal singer-songwriter from New York. She plays her guitar upside down and backwards, and she sings with her whole being. And she's played everywhere from Newport Folk Festival to the Kennedy Centre, and has even opened for legends like Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson. So she was an absolute joy to have in the studio, and you can catch her live sets that she performed here at our lounge last month.
Yeah, that sounds great. Wasn't Craig Gould on that lounge as well?
He was indeed.
Has he got anything coming up?
He does. So he's really making waves. He shared a couple of videos from his upcoming live EP that he recorded with us, and it's really starting to get a lot of attention and press coverage from places like atthebarrier.com, who've picked up on the first video release and are continuing Craig's progress and journey. Again, his full EP, recorded with the Noble Thieves, is due for release on the 13th of August. And it's a blend of some of his older songs as well as some new releases as well.
Great.
And also coming up in August, we've got Jack Robertson, again, recorded as part of our lounge series, which will drop ahead of his headline gig at the Fulford Arms in York on the 17th of August. So keep an eye out on our socials for when this is going to happen. You can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere at Beckview Studios.
So say there's an artist watching at home who's thinking, how can I do something like this? Like, how would they get involved?
That's a very good question. Well, we're always open to applications from new artists for any of our live recording opportunities, including the Lounge series. So you can just head over to our website. It's on our events page. We've got a link to an application form there. So please do feel free to fill that in, send us your music, your work, tell us a bit about yourselves, and hopefully we'll be in touch.
Fantastic. And just casually found this CD lying around. Just lying around. Lying around. And it just made me think, what have you got coming up in releases this month?
Well, so this is a great one. This is Julian's Juvenilia, which we worked on. It's now available on all streaming platforms and available on CD.
We'll just
get
it out.
It's very, very beautiful. It's a folk album, and the CD also comes with this beautiful... Would you like me to do it?
I thought you were joking.
It's because it's new. There's an 11-page insert booklet and stunning artwork by local graphic designer Anya Richards from Notch Media. So we were really happy to connect Julian and Anya for this collaboration. He's also been in the studio working on his second album, which has been a great lineup of session musicians that we have had to source for the project, including a French horn player and an organist to play our antique pump organ, which is in the kitchen area and was recorded in that space as well.
Brilliant.
And then also just telling you stuff that's happening really in the studio at the minute. Modern Horrors, a local alt rock project led by Ollie Wharton, has been working on his debut album. So he's teamed up with Chris and Charlie, who is not here today, sadly, but is often here on the North Sea Soundcheck.
Iconic duo.
And so they're co-producing the record alongside Ollie. And they're also being joined by one of our regular session musicians, Freddie, who plays on drums. And as you'll know, Beth, Freddie and Charlie are both members of Pleasure Centre,
Obsessed.
who you can also check out on our Beckview Studios live at Beckview Presents sessions. And you can also find them on our Recorded at Beckview Studios Spotify playlist alongside the Modern Horrors with their releases that they've already put out so far.
Stunning.
Yeah. And you've got what's called emerging artists packages, which can be booked by anyone, really. They don't have to be emerging, but perhaps wanting to move on, do something. Tell us a bit more about those.
Definitely. They have been... So we've taken some elements of what we do here in the studio. We've kind of packaged it together and we've called it an emerging artist package. And really what we've done is we've created something that's designed to support and develop talent with high quality audio and video recordings that not only showcase a band or an artist's sound, and presents them professionally on screen. They're ideal for live EPs, music videos, promotional content, and can be shared, of course, with promoters, festivals, venues, and labels. And it's all about ensuring that artists look and sound their best whilst building a strong portfolio to open up all those doors.
So it's suitable for like established bands looking to maybe update their package, but also like covers function bands, original artists. So basically, can they just reach out to you and book that in?
Yes.
Amazing.
That's literally all you have to do.
Easy peasy, no
Email
excuses.
me or ring up the studio and we can sort that out. We just need to find a date and a time that suits everybody. But we don't just design packages for bands and musicians exclusively. We're also expanding similar packages for artists working in the performing arts and in the musical theatre. So we have got singing reels, voice reels, and portfolio building packages for actors or anyone needing professional content to apply for roles, casting, or training programs. At the studio, we've got really good links with local industry professionals. We can also help facilitate things like headshots, photography, any additional videography, even TV and film show reels as well, for anybody wanting to get into that line of work. And we can, of course, facilitate any in-house studio productions as well.
Fantastic. What I really want to know, though, loving the live music, as I do, when is the next live lounge?
It's not until October, but it will be on October the 9th, and we've already got a stunning lineup for you. Expect floaty alt pop and jazz fusion vocals from BBC introducing favourite Romy Taylor, heartfelt songwriting from Matt Hooper, who blends Nashville soul with northern indie grit. And also we have Sandra's Wedding, who will be bringing jangly guitars and a sharp northern wit all the way from Goole. So tickets are available on our website, beckviewstudios.co.uk/event.
I love Sandra's Wedding.
Do you know them?
Yeah. I saw them in Hull on Sunday. We were both playing Hull Folk Festival. I see them out and about everywhere. We've shared the bill on Springfest. Springfest in Cottingham. Yeah, we shared that last year. Great lads.
Also,
Very excited to have them here.
They sent me a picture of one of the flyers that was up in the Adelphi, and I know for a fact that you were the only person who took those there. So I was like, get in! Thank you.
Plastering them everywhere. I love it. They're beautiful flyers as well. It's got, is it Shindig on the cover?
Yes, Johnny from Shindig.
So cool. So cool. So, I have been sticking those everywhere. Well, thank you, Christine. As always, so many great things happening in this space. I'd just like to take another opportunity to thank our sponsors, the Crescent Lounge, who have recently launched their new outdoor kitchen. We went on Sunday, didn't we?
We did. Those pizzas.
Got a pizza. It was amazing, honestly. I didn't even know it was coming. It just came and gave me this.
Well, you were playing. It's nice to get.
It was a little thank you, but just whole pizza. I was like, oh my God. And it was really good as well. So got to get over there. Your 360 virtual tours, and of course, Charlotte Middleton, the Curious Creative. This is a collaborative collaboration. It's a community effort. If you're wanting to get involved, do reach out to either Kath or Christina, and we'll get you as a sponsor on the show. We'd love to hear from you.
And please remember to like and subscribe and share the love if you're enjoying the show. Now it's time for our next guest, couture designer Isabelle Randall, after this video from the Northern Riots. Here's Seaside Lover.
Johnny
my mixed up brother, probably reoffend tonight. Always wanna be somebody, steal and borrow, always trying to start a fight. You always need a place to stay, so stay away from the problems in his mind. 'Cause Johnny was a seaside lover, mixed up brother, he will reoffend tonight.
Threads through the scene.
Hi and welcome back. So it is our absolute pleasure to welcome Isabelle Randall to the North Sea Soundcheck podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
So happy to have you here. So Isabelle, you're a couture fashion designer working across women's wear, menswear and accessories, creating beautifully tailored, stunning, high fashion pieces that are completely bespoke. And your work is known for its attention to detail, high quality materials and individuality. And you often make one-of-a-kind pieces designed for your clients.
I do. A true dedication to my work.
We've known each other for about a year or so now, haven't we? And I've always admired your work and all the wonderful things that you do, but I never thought about how we would ever be able to connect. However, we were at a wedding recently and you were telling me about how much your work connected deeply with your influences from music and how that sparked the creative process. So can you sort of elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I mean, how far back do I go?
All the way.
I mean, I remember when I was young, I used to love all the black and white movies and Fred and Ginger, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Marilyn Monroe for the glamour, and Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack Band, and all of that. So I'd sit on the floor in front of the TV and just watch these movies over and over again. And what was interesting was, a lot of them were musicals at the time. But the clothing played a big part in that. And I guess subconsciously I was already picking that up. And I had a very unusual upbringing in the sense that with my dad's work, we moved over to Monaco when I was about 4, so I went to school there. And I was surrounded by all of these incredibly dressed women and men. And I think from a young age, I started to kind of pick up the style of the French style, the continental style. But then we moved to Norway, which was a complete contrast, outdoorsy, sporty, swimming, skiing, the lot. But my teenage years were in Leeds, well, just outside Leeds. And that city was the real making of me. I was so inspired by... you'd go to gigs, I loved clubbing, I loved the music. Chicago house was really big in my time, starting of that, and then going to house clubs, garage clubs. And really clothing is an expression of, who you are or how you feel that day. Yeah. And you could see it. You could see it in how people were dressed going out. And every time I was going out, which was probably every weekend, I'd make a brand new dress or brand new this or constantly making brand new things and getting stopped. And the question every time was, wow, where did you get that?
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was really the start.
Wow. So your design studio is based here in Scarborough at Wood End Creative Workspace. But just give us a little bit of background. So, where did you study?
So, I couldn't wait to leave school. Didn't like school at all. And when I was 12, my mom took me to my first fashion show. And I announced there and then, I want to be a fashion designer. And so as soon as I could leave school, which was 16, I applied for the local college, which was Batley School of Art. And a lot of big names have come out of that. including Christopher Bailey, who was creative director of Burberry for over 15 years. And so I went there for 2 years and did a BTEC National Diploma in fashion design. So I knew I didn't want to mess about with foundation courses, a bit of textiles and a bit of this and a bit of that. It was a fashion design course. We were put on industrial sewing machines from the age of 60, taught how to draft professional patterns. So I was so fortunate to get brilliant tuition from the start. And then when I finished there, I went to Leeds University and did a BA Honours degree. And then after that, I won a scholarship for the Royal College of Art in London to do a master degree. So I'd never planned on doing all those years of higher education. I just wanted to get out there and get going.
Yeah.
But it turned out that was the best way to go, especially to train to the level I wanted to go, which couture. And, when I was at the Royal, you'd get Karl Lagerfeld come over from Chanel, or Nike would come in wanting us to design the latest trainers, or so we worked with some incredible couture designers there. And then when I left there, I went and worked for couture houses in London, doing all the London Fashion Weeks, and so it was incredible, really, from such a young age. To be a part of that. And the old school couture houses, which are still going, especially in Paris, of course, but the ones in London, they're small houses. Everything is so particular. And at that high end, you're working with fabrics that could cost hundreds and hundreds of pounds a metre. So, of course, I would go from working with pattern cutters to the machinists or working with the designer. And they'd be so particular if I was, let's say, sewing a pocket and it was a millimetre out. Unpick, redo, unpick, redo.
Wow.
So it was strict, but in a good way, because you just really honed your skills.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about how you knew you wanted to be a designer, but was it literally that moment when your mum took you to that first fashion show, you just got there and wow, this is it?
There's a photo of me watching the fashion show and I'm all lit up, and all I could think about was not, how amazing the models are, walking down the catwalk. I had no interest in that. I just thought, who are these amazing people behind the scenes that are designing and creating these exquisite clothes, I don't know what it was. And it's been this drive in me. And it's been a bumpy road, don't get me wrong. I've been going a long time and I've had my highs, my lows and everything in between. But that drive to just keep going and just never stop, it never leaves you, no matter what. And just the joy of working with fabrics, textiles, colours, and, talking about how the music and the fashion come together. For me, it is about movement, so when I was clubbing, it was like, what was I going to wear to, go to this club or that club? And, I was about 14 when I got into Hacienda back in the day. How you did it, I don't know. And I don't know if we need to cut that. But, it was about how the fabric was draping or sitting or, what was the latest look. And even now when I'm designing, I'm working with the mannequin, I'm working three-dimensionally. There's only so much you can do when you're designing and you're sketching and it's 2D on paper or even in your head. But when you start to work around a body, and even with my clients with the bespoke, the design just gets better and better and better, So, yeah.
But you have had touch points with the music industry as well, haven't you? So you used to design for the Pussycat Dolls.
Well, this is a very strange story. So this was, of course, when they were together and they were starting their world tour in Scotland. And by this point, I was in Scotland. So I'd gone from London to Scotland to Aberdeen. over to Brussels for 3 years, and then back to Scotland. And that's when I launched my own brand label in 2004. And this was years later, we're probably talking, I don't know, 2009 or even later than that. I'm not sure. They were starting their world tour in Scotland. Now, they'd had their outfits designed in New York by a lady called Nightshade. And they were all flying over to Aberdeen. And I didn't know any of this, absolutely any of this. So I'm getting ready. It's early Saturday evening. And I get this phone call. And this man starts asking me, how quickly am I available for my services? I'm like, excuse me? You know, this is early Saturday evening. Surely this is not a professional call. Who are you? And he said, I can't tell you who I'm phoning for. I just need to know, are you available to start tomorrow? And I said, potentially, but I'd need to know what you want me to do. And he said, well, let me ask you, what's your hourly rate? So I told him, and he said, I don't think they're going to pay that. I'll get back to you. And I'm thinking, this is a crank call. This is not real. So I carry on getting ready. Half an hour later, I get a call back. They want you. They're happy to pay. You start tomorrow, and it's for the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, my God.
And they'd taken over this 5-star hotel just outside Aberdeen. And we took over the ballroom. And all the outfits that had been made or part made in New York needed reworking and redoing in so many different ways. And that they had picked 5 couture ateliers from around not just the UK, but abroad. So I was working with these other 4 incredible people, and I thought, this is surreal. And like the backing dancers were hanging around and sitting down and chatting. I thought, this is amazing. I could really get into this, you know. And Nightshade was there. Because that's all you knew her as, Nightshade. And she said, you know, would you be willing to tour with us? And I was thinking, I've got all these clients booked in. I've got all these deadlines to meet. And I'm like, yeah, possibly. Anyway, we were sewing right up to when the first concert was going to start, which was Sunday night. And so we moved all the machines to the AECC, the Aberdeen Exhibition Conference Centre. And so we're backstage still sewing. And this was when Nicole Scherzinger was dating Lewis Hamilton. Mm-hmm. And he had arrived with a massive bouquet of flowers that was so big they had to take the door off to get it in. It was bigger than them, and they're both really short people. And anyway, so we're sewing right up to it. And of course, it was a support act on beforehand. Mm-hmm. Didn't know who she was. And I was busy kind of getting everything together. But some of the other helpers went kind of to the side of the stage. They came back and went, she's brilliant. This woman's going to be the next big thing. And I'm like, oh, who is she? Oh, apparently her name's something like Lady Gaga.
Oh, I'm going to lose my mind.
And she was like a stone throw away from me. And I'm like, not knowing how brilliant and big this person was going to be.
Wow.
So it was such a random phone call.
Yeah.
But I thought, I like this. I could do a lot more of this. But I haven't had anything since. Maybe now after this.
Yes. If you need a stage outfit, get into it.
Yeah. Well, you have brought some of your beautiful work, haven't you? Is there anything you want to tell us about?
Well, yes, I'm now working, now that I've relocated back to Yorkshire. I was really keen to get into more tailoring, and I am now working with Yorkshire tweeds.
Nice.
So I'm designing in Yorkshire, I'm making in Yorkshire, and I'm working with Yorkshire fabrics, which I absolutely love. I'm flying the flag. And yeah, I really wanted to do both the men's and the women's. The latest collection, which is called Mint Collection, the overall tweed collections are called Country Coutures, but the latest is the Mint Collection. And I was really inspired by denim jackets, bomber jackets, and I want to make tweed cool. I want to bring it to the street because I feel, even though, yes, it's very fashionable now and there's some labels that are killing it, doing brilliant work with it, I still feel that you think tweed and you think country. And I just want to make it so wearable, especially as my pieces, you know, they're a higher price point. So it's more of a value for money. And they are pieces you can dress up, dress down, easily wear with jeans, easily wear to the shop or to go to the theatre. You know what I mean? And with the Mint collection, I wanted to bridge the gap between seasons. So I made them collarless. I made them 3/4 sleeve. I've done all the top stitching on them. Done loads of patch pockets. I'm still in the making of it, actually, because I've got a show coming up. And so I'm going to be making some bomber jacket. I mean, who sees a tweed bomber jacket? Do you know what I mean? So somebody said to me the other day, "Oh, you're really groundbreaking with your designs." I like that. Yes. So, yeah, and they're all really fun. They've got bright colour linings. And here we've got doggy coats, you know, man and his dog with a leather collar. How cool is that? That's very cool. So, yeah. They're fun pieces, but so wearable. And I've now introduced flat caps because I wear a lot of flat caps. I love them. And bags. So I'm doing the whole shebang.
I love this bag over here. I've been eyeing that up all night.
Yeah, the Pandora. Gorgeous. Yeah, the Pandora is really popular. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, because I keep asking everybody this tonight, locally, what have you been to see musically? Or what do you like going to check out on the local scene?
I must admit, since relocating back 4 years ago, it's been a lot of head down working long hours. But when I can, I like going to the theatre, Stephen Jones theatre. My auntie's an actress, so I go and see her there. I love the Spa Orchestra in summer times. And I've been to a live lounge here and loved it. And I can't wait for the next one in October.
I'm glad you mentioned the Spa Orchestra because it just gives me a little chance to mention that the Spa Orchestra's summer season is coming up. And as you all know, they mix so much of everything, don't they? They really move through light classical to dance band, you know, modern classic show tunes and novelty pieces. Their season's running the 27th of July to the 17th of October. Come along and catch something. My favourite thing, though, is I take my children to the teddy bears picnics. Or I did. They're getting a bit big for it now, but I still drag them along. So I love it. I mean, they're just an institution in Scarborough, aren't they? So really, you know, if you haven't experienced the Spa Orchestra as something very different to a lot of the other gigs that we talk about on this show, then you really must go along and see them.
And when you sat in that sun court and the sun's beaming down, it's just nothing better, is there?
No.
There's nothing better than live music, you know.
That's the quote for that. There's nothing better than live music. That's it.
Yeah, whatever you taste, I think, you know, you go and see live music and it's just so uplifting. I love it.
Thank you very much. You are going to the Rydale show, but that will have happened by the time this show airs. If anybody's interested in seeing anything that Isabelle's got coming up, we will post some details either in show notes or on our social media, because I think everybody would probably be really interested to see, especially in motion, to see the fluidity of things. As you said, it's all about movement, so it would be fantastic to see.
And I capture that with a lot of my social media posts, especially on Instagram. You know, the kind of behind the scenes, the making of it, because a lot of people don't really get how much work goes into it and what's involved, and details involved.
You also have a shop, don't you, online? So you should definitely plug.
I do. Yes. IsabelleRandall.com/shop.
Fantastic. So, I think now, actually, thank you so much, Isabelle.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little bit of a look around the team now as well and see who's here.
Is it team banter time?
Team banter time.
Are you all ready? We're coming for every one of you.
Yeah.
Should we start with Chris?
We've got to start with Chris.
How are we doing, Chris?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for Adam to get on camera because I love that.
Oh, that's the best bit. It's the best bit. But
we're going to have to get Adam over.
We will get Adam over here in a minute. We've got Simon in the corner, of course. Simon's doing the
Hey up,
photos
Simon.
for us again tonight. You all right? Yeah. Have you finished your cup of tea yet? Do I have to get you another one? Oh, that's all right.
You getting some good snaps? Oh, I can't wait to see. Let's go over here. Let's go over to Jamie and
Have a
Finn.
little look at the surf.
Little spoiler for later. How we doing?
Good.
You all right? You having a good time?
Yeah, we've been very comfy. I love the coffee table.
I know, but isn't it beautiful? We were saying, everyone's saying,
Everybody loves the coffee
everyone
table.
loves the coffee table.
Actually, not even screwed down.
Hang on a minute. Right, it's not screwed down, but don't forget, none of your cars are in the car park, so you'll have a long way to carry it, and it is quite heavy.
Point, yeah.
So anyone thinking of nicking the table, I won't bother.
Just laying it down.
How are you, Mackie?
All right, thanks, Grand. Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, it's nice in here, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it? Is the temperature all right?
Oh, thanks
Not
for
too hot,
asking.
too-
It's perfect.
It's oh,
Yeah.
Good, I am
Absolutely,
glad.
yeah. Which is great for everybody else because I have a habit of not smelling great when it's too warm.
oh, dearie me.
That's not good.
Too
Isabelle,
warm, so I said it's good for everybody. Come on, unbelievable.
you smell lovely. I can't smell you from over here, but I'm assuming it's lovely.
Great.
Isabelle has magically teleported back to the sofa.
Regretting that decision now after that.
Oh, come back, join us. How's James doing?
Very well.
Oh, I've got a guess
two
from
James.
both
Two
Jameses.
Jameses. Both at once, yeah.
Parallel to each other.
That's
I
James.
was asking this,
Get up from
James.
the window.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Oh dear. How's our other James? In the back room. There we go. We've been. How are you, Christina? Also magically teleported.
Yes, I'm very good. Yeah,
Oh,
happy that
brilliant.
I'm behind the scenes.
Behind the
Although you're
scenes.
not behind the scenes now.
Not right now.
Never.
Adam. We need to see Adam.
Oh, come on.
He's working so hard tonight as well as Adam.
You are.
We're making him work.
We don't know which camera we're on.
He doesn't know which camera he's on.
Waving to all of them. Oh dear.
Have we met everyone now?
Well, we do have more guests
got
in the
guest
back, but
guests.
I can't see them, so we will just say hello, guests.
Hello again.
I hope we're having a
at the
lovely
end.
time.
We'll get them in at the end.
We'll get them in at the end.
That'll be
We'll all gather
fantastic.
around this lovely bit.
What's
Should
the
we go to
time?
news?
I think we should.
Yeah, let's do it.
News from the scene.
This is news from the scene. Lots of brilliant stuff coming up in August. So, on the 2nd of August, the iconic Humber Street Sesh. We got Dan Moore on last time telling us all the little bits of goss about Humber Street Sesh. So,
Sounds great.
if you missed it, catch it on episode 3. We really got into the nitty gritty. It was a pleasure to have him on. And Humber Street Sesh is on the 2nd of August. So that'll be tomorrow. Get your tickets. If there's any left, get your tickets. It's going to be absolutely smashing. Brid on the Map number 5 is on the 15th of August with Min City Rockers, Izzy Sutcliffe and Spruce Moose, who we're going to have over here in a little while. That is at the Stirling Castle. Now, Argum Tom, I call him Argum Tom because there's a lot of Toms in Brid, so he just goes under Argum Tom.
And he's a fashionable man as well. He'd probably rock one of these
He
coats
rocks
and a
the
good hat,
tweed.
wouldn't he?
He does. He
really
absolutely does.
He really does.
So Argum Tom actually reached out to make sure that this was in here.
Yeah.
We'd already covered it. We got you covered, Tom. So this is Peacock Freak Show on Saturday, the 9th of August. Argum will be there, of course. Who, if you haven't seen, you have to.
You do have to.
Oh, they're amazing.
Brilliant.
Seas of Mirth, Sweet Pool, Cowfish, and Janata. Also on the 9th of August, Nick Tudor supports Frankly the Smiths at Stirling Castle in Brid, and you can catch other pro tribute bands at this venue this month, including Kinda Queen, Pink, Ultimate Stone Roses, and a range of styles of cover bands from across the north. Check out listings for the Stirling Castle online. Thursday the 28th of August, Brid's own Hans Umlaut is supporting New York anti-folk Lack. I think that's right. It could be Latch. We'll go with one or the other. Lack or Latch. At the Adelphi in Hull. Tickets are £8. And check out what else is going on at the Adelphi this month. There's a new jam session on the 7th with backline support from Portable Memory of and Evil Will Prevail.
Katie Spencer has announced a homecoming gig at Hull's Polar Bear for the 19th of October to launch her new album, What Love Is. It's a way off, but tickets are going to go fast, aren't they? They will sell out
It's
for
going
that.
to be such a special
If they haven't
night.
already, it could be out of date
She's just
already.
amazing, is Kate Spencer.
She is. Support comes from Marnie Glum, who you can also catch at Humber Street Sesh. And we did mention this earlier, but we'll give it another mention. Jack Robertson has a headline show at York's Fulford Arms on Sunday, the 17th of August. That will include tracks from his debut album, Danube Blues, which which was recorded right here.
It was.
And some new, as yet unreleased tunes. So don't miss it. Scarborough Open Air Theatre season continues with Faithless with Orbital in early August. And, of course, Smashing Pumpkins with White Lies before Will Smith closes out the season.
Amazing.
Check out scarboroughOpenAirTheatre.com for tickets. And we've already had a good chat about it, but don't miss the Neil and Ed Festival coming up on the 13th of September. Turn the page.
Musicport.
We've also mentioned Musicport. The lineup includes, and you're going to have to tell me if I'm saying these right. I hope I am. I've only picked a few anyway to say, because it's a huge, huge lineup. I'm not going to mention everybody. So more to be announced still. Oh,
goodness me, spoiling us.
Yeah. So I'm just going to mention a few. Mostar Sevdar Reunion, Zawozi Queens, Catherine Tickle and the Darkening. I loved that name. Tickle and the Darkening. Curtis Eller's American Circus, which also sounds like a lot of fun. And We Are the Monsters. As Mackie said earlier, there's a chill out lounge, spoken word events and guest speakers and kids activities, all sorts going on. Let's take a look at this little video, which really highlights some of the best moments of Musicport 2024.
So we've also got Saltburn Folk Festival coming up. It's on the 8th to the 10th of August. Full details are coming soon, but check out saltburnfolkfestival.com to see the ticketed and free events, sing-arounds, workshops, dance and special sessions. Ramshill Pub in Scarborough also has a new open mic on Mondays, hosted by Freya Ruder, who is just a staple in the Scarborough scene.
She really is.
She's everywhere. We love to see it. Lachlan Bryan and the Wilds at Old Parcels Office, hosted by Filey Americana on Saturday the 23rd of August. Tickets are £15 online or from Record Revivals.
And we did mention this briefly on the last show, but a new youth open mic has launched at the Merchant on the last Wednesday of every month. 16 plus, must be accompanied by an adult. Follow Yorkshire Coast Gigs. We will share details of those as they come around. There are a few other gigs a bit further down the line, but we do want to flag them up now, such as Bridstock, that's Alice in Thunderland. Bridlington heavy metal band. They're involved in putting that together, and it's a real rock fest, isn't it, at Brid's Black Lion. That takes place in October, so just go search Bridstock or follow Alice in Thunderland on the socials for more details on that. And the Crescent Lounge, our wonderful sponsor, have some special events in October. They have Bez, Happy Mondays Bez, in conversation on Thursday the 9th. Can't wait. And Martin McAloon of Prefab Sprout on Saturday the 25th of October. So do check out the Crescent Lounge Scarborough for tickets and more details. And then, really excited about this one.
It's the big one.
It's the big one. Live at the Queen's Fest on 30th of August. Now, Beth, you are on that awesome lineup with your band, The Bootleggers.
I am.
You are. Can't wait.
It's so good.
It is. It's headlined by Oliver Pinder.
Yeah.
And then lots of other great bands. We've got Follow Deep, who are just brilliant. Bleach, Cherry Fuzz Club, Restless Youth, Edge of 13. Again, they've recently released an album. Brilliant band, don't miss them. Reverie from our very first show. Don't Fret the Poet. Don't Threat the Poet are going to be on. You're going to get a little taste of Don't Threat the Poet very soon. January Jam from our second show.
Stunning.
Tamisha, who has recently done one of the loungers, and Lights Out. And we had Emily from Lights Out on the last show. So we've kind of run the gamut, really, of Live at the Queen's Fest. Yorkshire Coast Gigs is very proud to have been asked to be a media sponsor for that event, and we are here to shout out the other amazing sponsors who have helped turning this ambitious festival into a reality. So big shout out to the Alex May Gallery, Creative Works, Sissy and One, Southside Harbour Guitar Straps, and Drum Shack.
So I was talking to Alex about this festival because I got to see him over the weekend, and genuinely, if you want to come, get your tickets in. Advanced sales are doing very well. It is going to sell out, and this is a month. It's happening 30th of August. It's going to be absolutely sensational, so please be there. It would be great to see you.
And besides that, if you've got new music coming out in September, please do drop Yorkshire Coast Gigs a line. We'll make sure it gets a shout out next time and on our socials. Also a reminder, events can change. Please do check artist pages and venues to keep up to date, because we might say something and then it's cancelled or it changes or we've got it wrong.
We would hate for that to happen, but it does happen.
It does happen. Before we welcome our final guests, we're rolling through tonight, aren't we? Well, Chris is going, no, two. We are rolling through. Before we welcome Spruce Moose and Finn Hines, we've got a video for you. One of the bands playing at Neil and Ed Festival, which we talked about earlier with James, is 10 Foot Tom and the Leprosy Crooks. So we thought we'd play the video from their recently released Live and Loud event produced by Beckview Studios. Here's 1000 Wolves.
Well, the night was bleak and lonely, Lord, and the wind it howled away. As if coming from 1,000 wolves locked in the southern jail. Jimmy from the west coast, Lord, was rotten in his cell. Writing to his family, well, his story here I tell. And I was beaten as a child, Lord, by the system of the law. Turned out on a production line, I set up for commercial war. By the summer of 1929, I was a cotton-picking dad. Worked till my fingers bled, and then the banks took all I had. And when it's 29, I was a cotton-picking dad. I went it with my dusty bones, and it chilled my children too. Now my insides were like a desert, Lord, and my land was not my own. I was seeing pirates and matadors. I ate my children to the bone. I said my prayer, oh my prayer. And the night was big and lonely, Lord, and the wind it howled away. I said, coming from 1,000 wolves locked in a southern jail.
Artist Chat.
Welcome, Jamie Hayward and Finn Hines. Hello. I'm going to explain just briefly for our audience that you come under a number of different guises, really. People will probably know you better, Jamie, as Spruce Moose.
Yeah, that is the one.
Spruce Moose. So you sort of play with Finn in a band called Spruce Moose and the Speedholes. There are some other people as well, but we haven't got everybody here tonight. But Finn also fronts the same members in slightly different configurations.
Me and Spruce swap around.
Yeah, as Don't Fret the Poet. So you're kind of a 2-for-1 deal, which is why we've got you both on with us tonight.
I'm free.
So welcome to you both.
It's lovely to be here. Aye, indeed.
So, Finn, I want to talk to you about the folk night that happens at Queen's. Is it
Wednesdays.
every Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I'd do on a Wednesday without them, really.
Yeah.
With the success of Sunday sessions, and with that getting a lot bigger in recent years, me and Alex of Metal Lines, we decided that it'd be a good idea to have something that's a bit quieter. So like some of the young uns could come down and practice when there's maybe not as many people there.
Yeah.
Because it gets really busy on them Sundays now.
Oh, it does.
But now on a Wednesday, you've got coming around 8 o'clock, you've got a max of about 10 people there, and they'll all be there to see the music. No one goes on a Wednesday to go just to the pub,
Yeah.
And so you'll have loads of people there that will come just to see you, and so it's a very nice atmosphere. It's very. I wish I had it when I was younger, but no, I'm glad I'm doing it. It gives me something to do, and people seem to enjoy it of all ages as well. We've got real young people coming there, like 15 or 16 or so, and then we have complete other end of the spectrum with our Mick. And he's always down, our Mick. He's a good him.
He's lovely.
He is. Yeah, no, it's great fun.
Yeah.
I met a lot of good people through there, and I've learned a lot more. I know how to set up a stage now. Didn't know how to do that before, but it's all good fun. And I just it's just a laugh, really.
Yeah.
No one's there for much seriousness. It's just good fun.
Because I find some of these folk clubs, dare I say, they can feel a little bit pretentious.
Yeah, a bit elitist.
Yeah, and there's none of that at Queen's on a Wednesday. It's just a group of people who like music and just want to chill out and have a drink and have a chat. Like, it's always a nice, really welcoming vibe that you and Alex have created there. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very happy with what we made together there.
Yeah,
it's got its own clientele as well. We get the same people that go to Sunday, and most people that go to the Wednesday will also find themselves at a Sunday. But we have a few people that only come through. Only come through for the Wednesdays and not around on the Sunday. Be that because of work, or they've got kids or something like that, got to go to school and all. But it's just another option, really. If you find yourself too busy on a Sunday, as a lot of people are, you just go on a Wednesday instead, and it's quieter, but it's good.
It's just good. Lovely vibes all around. So you recently played Sound of Scarborough. How was that?
Oh, that was grand. First time I'd been in that kind of venue. It was the first gig of its kind I'd say I'd done. It felt a bit more. I don't want to say corporate because that has a bit of a bad tinge to it, but it's definitely more official. Yeah, more. I mean, aside from this, of course, this is probably taking the cake now, but it was really good fun, and I think I was the only solo performer there, because they did request a band, but it was such short notice that I didn't really. We was all busy in that, and I was first up, so it wasn't bad at all. No, I really enjoyed it, and there was Sam there, I think he was, and it was good talking to him. And Jenny Bray, of course.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Oh, fabulous. So, you do a lot of finger picking, guitar-y.
Oh, I try.
Loveliness. How old were you when you started to learn guitar?
It was 4 years ago now, so I would have been 17, just going on 18 or so.
Yeah.
But it was just after lockdown started, and I figured that I had a pretty mental time back then, and well, it was I was talking to my nan and I said that I've been listening to a lot of Green Day, especially Dookie, the whole album. I really want to learn how to play bass. It was getting to me, like Longview and all of that, all those tracks. Really wanted to learn how to play bass. And so I had this day where I went and met my nan and I mentioned it. So I want to try and learn how to play bass guitar because obviously it's going to be easier than guitar. It's got less strings. That's just how it works. And she went, oh yeah, no, I've got a bass guitar for you. And I know, I've got one in the attic. I'll get it and give it to you tomorrow. Really excited. And the day comes and she comes and just gives me just a regular acoustic 6-string guitar. So I decided to learn guitar instead, and that would do it. And then it just goes from there, really. I learned piano shortly afterwards. And then I kind of figured that I don't really like, I don't want to like just learn guitar. I'd rather just learn music in general, jack of all trades kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not like an expert at any instrument, but I can get a tune out of most of them. Drums I can't do.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. I've never seen you play an instrument and it not sound gorgeous.
Oh, bless you,
So you write really poetic songs. How long have you been writing, and like how does that process start for you?
Oh, well, I don't know when I wrote my first song, because it was like I started writing poems a long time ago, like shortly before I started learning guitar and that, and just as like some sort of outlet. I've never seen writing much as much of like a must do it. Like I don't write something and get a kick out of it and feel, oh, that's got something off my chest there. I do from performing for sure.
Yeah.
But writing, it's you kind of just go unconscious. You'll It'll usually start with one line that's never like the chorus line or the first line even. It'll just think, oh, that sounds cool, and then as you write, it becomes more apparent to you, oh, that probably means something. It's like Freudian, you'll find out, oh, that's definitely because I'm doing this. And you won't realise it when you're writing it, but you'll see it when you sing it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I don't think about it much, really.
Yeah.
Not in a pretentious way of mind, but, just, I don't really know.
That's good. Don't think about it too hard. I would not want to break that magic.
Yeah, no, I get you there. Like, write it badly is what I try and do. Write it badly, and then you just add to it over time.
Yeah.
No, it's good fun. I have fun.
Good. That's all
It's all about, isn't it? What it's all about. Jamie/Spruce, as we're going to call you tonight. Jamie/Spruce. You run a number of events under the banner of the Seaside Underground, which you can find on Facebook and Instagram.
Indeed.
Tell us a little bit about your schedule of weekly and monthly events. There's quite a lot to get through.
Yeah, we do a few different bits and pieces. And first off, the Seaside Underground came about. I wish I could take claim for the name because it's a brilliant name, and any reference to the Velvet Underground is great. Yeah. But it was our good friend Johnson, aka Handsome Lout, who came up with the name. I don't know if you remember this, Beth, but way back.
This second remembering.
You remember now? Yeah. So. Down to the beach.
Go on.
So it was during lockdown when you can meet up with a few people outside. So me and Johnson, to keep ourselves going, we were in a band at the time called the Steaming Hams. I'm Spruce Moose with the Speedholes. There's another band I'm in called Fishbowl. Any Simpsons reference I can fit in, I'm doing it. So we go down to the seafront in Brid, just outside the Spa Theatre, and we jam, run through a set, give us something to do. So when you could meet up with more people, there was, I think, your good self, there was my brother, I think we had Chez from January Jam, Abby, and everyone in a very large sort of circle, cajon, guitars, and we just sort of jammed through things.
Oh my goodness.
And that's where the name spawned from. And we had a name and not really a purpose for it. So with a name that good, you've got to
use it, yeah.
So, sorry, Johnson, I kind of went, that could be quite good for putting things on. So after lockdown, I was very lucky that I started hosting the Queen's Open Mic Night with Alex when everything opened up again. Alex is Metal Line Studios. So I was like, well, this side of it, that's a brilliant name for, I love that community side of stuff. People just getting together and playing for the sake of playing is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I think it's something we all, if we're that way inclined, we need to do in it. It's any creative outlet is great.
Yeah.
Which leads us to where we are now. So we have 3 weekly events currently, 2 of them very, very fresh. So I'll start with the one that's been running the longest first, which is our Sundays. So around about the same time that I left
hosting the Sunday sessions regularly, we started Sunday Showcase, which is a much smaller event. Usually maybe 3 or 4 artists maximum, because the venues we're in, you can't really fit much more than that in there. Again, I think you played the first one, where our previous venue when it was Dockside in April 2023. I know it's scary.
That's gone quick.
Yeah, tell me about it. I know.
Let's move on from that. That's terrifying.
I know, yeah. So, we started that, and that was a different venue originally called Dockside that unfortunately closed in the new year. And we were very lucky when they announced they were closing. The wonderful people at Doghouse sent us a message going, "Oh, so sorry to hear about that. What are you doing with the music?" So we've been really lucky. So since February this year, it's exactly the same. It runs 3 till 5. You have my good self, for better or worse, Cat wailing away to open and end the show. And then every week we have a different featured artist from the local area, be that somebody with originals, somebody doing covers. The rule is for that half an hour, that stage is yours. And, make the most of it and do what you want. So that's our little fun sort of precursor to the Sunday sessions up the road. On a Sunday, and in the last couple of months we've started working a lot more with the Drum Shack, one of the sponsors of Queen's Fest. So we've just launched very recently, so by the time this goes out, we've been going for about a month. We've got 2 events. So Mondays we have Musician Monday, very inventive name. So that runs That runs 3 till 9. Oh, this is it,
Just believe I didn't pick you up on that before.
Oh, I'm amazed you haven't actually. But that's 3 till 9, and the aim for that is very much. It's almost like an open practice session / musician meetup. We encourage anyone to come down. It is so. While we are trying to get as many people in, we are still in a pub. So Mondays in particular, we encourage, younger people. We do ask a company of adults, for people of appropriate age, but under 18s are allowed in there. Well, we close at 9 on a Monday, but until 9:30 on a Thursday as well. I'll get to them in a second. So it's quite a new idea. We're still finding our feet with it a little bit. It's very much, there's not a lot going on in Brid on a Monday. It's pretty quiet. So, it's a great time for people to just come down and chat with another musician, maybe have a go at playing a song together. I mean, the last one we had our lovely friend Connor that does some of the photography for the Seaside Underground.
Photos, they're great.
A lot of what we do is from a lot of help with the local community. Connor's fantastic. We had another one of the sort of the younger people teaching him bass lines and getting him on the drum kit, which I don't think he expected to be doing when he walked through the door. But that's, very much, it's open to anyone. Come down, have a chat, try something new, and it is aimed for, everyone. And then we have Thursdays, which is Shack Attack. It's a name that some of us, I think, at Drum Shack.
It's a lot better, that one.
It's a lot better. I don't know how culturally relevant Shaquille O'Neal is anymore, but that's where, me and Osman, I think, are the only 2 that work there currently. They're old enough to get that as well. But that one, it was a name voted by a committee of everyone at Drum Shack. And that is very much open mic band night. So a bit like merging the idea of open mic night with what we're doing at Sunday Showcase at the Doghouse, where it's half-hour set, featured artist, you can do what you want. Can't fit many instruments in that place. Drum Shack, it's not that much bigger, but we have a little street drum kit, which is strange, looks like a cajon that's been through some things.
It's so cute.
It's fantastic. And with us being a venue that isn't the largest, it means you can have an array of musicians on doing some quite complex things, but without it being at sound level in a room that size, it might get too much. So we're trying to mix the 2 together. So you've still got, Brid's music community is absolutely
pretty strong,
incredible. The last few years with the works, the likes of Alex and James, so many different people doing it for the love of doing it. There's so many places to go play music. Pretty much every day of the week there's something.
It's almost entirely non-profit as well, aside from just like what the bars make from drinks and that. but like none of it's really, none of it's definitely not made with the intent to have any profit from it. You know?
It's all done for the love. That's it. It's the more places for people to play, the better, and then more exciting things happens. And we've seen that in the last few years. So how much encouraging stuff can help places grow and people grow as well.
Absolutely. And a part of that, I guess, is putting them on these kind of one-off events where you've got maybe some visiting artists. So tell us about one that you organised recently, because I know you were so excited about this one.
I love the artists involved, and I still pinch myself that we're in this situation. So we had Fresh Hard and Stanley Brinks make their second visit to Brid a couple of months ago. This all came about me and a few friends, including Ben in the control room over there.
It's all flailing on.
We went to go see them at the Adelphi in July 2023. And part of the reason I'm so chuffed that we've got them to Brid is because they do connect in a weird way to the Brit scene. So during the break at the Adelphi, we're out in the smoking area, and Stanley Brinks and the Wave Pictures songs Orange Juice became a bit of a
thing.
At the Sunday sessions we used to host there. It's 3 chords, fantastic words, something everyone
easily teachable. Just gather a band together, get them on.
So we got chatting to them in the break, and I sort of mentioned that this song of yours has now become like a staple of the open mic night scene. And then during the second half it was like, do you want to come up and play it then? I was like,
amazing.
So we got chatting to him afterwards, and drummer Elliot was there as well.
Legend.
Gave him a lift back to the hotel room, exchanged email and stuff. I saw a year later that they were looking to fill a couple of tour dates. And again, Stanley Brinks and Fresh Hard, they've played with everyone from members of the New York anti-folk scene to Norwegian folk bands. It's just, they spend their time going around playing music and creating with people. So to get them to Brid when we've spent the last few years just encouraging people to get out there and do stuff, I love the synergy. It's beautiful.
It's fantastic.
So they came back this year. We had them at the Queen's last year. We had them at Drum Shack this year. In fact, this year they were so desperate to come back, they held off that date because they had another offer, but they wanted to come back to Brid. And each time they come, they go, we need to stay for longer next time. So next year's gig, get them to stay for the week and get them to record an album. Well, they don't know that yet, but
they'll be fine with it.
You'll be fine.
But yeah, with those one-off events, and me and Johnson have done a couple of events through the Seaside Underground under the name Burning Down the House. Massive Talking Heads fans. The highlight of that being having the wonderful Black Kez from Hull come over, who are
they're just iconic, aren't they?
Yeah, they are an absolute hurricane. You cannot keep them in the venue, as we found out.
Because we obviously had it getting reviewed. So Emma reviewed it, and Ebony did the pictures. And I'm looking through these pictures, and I'm kind of going, where are they going? What are they doing? And it's like out in the street and everything. I was like, what went on at this gig?
It's a pretty standard Black Kez gig. I think that one, they are. You'll never forget seeing them. Lovely, lovely people as well. So yeah, with the one-off events and stuff, we're looking to bring majority, original music to Brid, but you've got so many people already doing that with fantastic bands and huge setups. If we can do some slightly quirkier and offbeat things in a strange little underground bar on the seafront, then that's another exciting thing, something slightly different that we can encourage in a very small little and the Seaside Underground being underground seems very.
It's on brand, isn't it?
It's underground, isn't it? I didn't think that.
Am I right, Spruce? You've been writing songs for 10 years now.
So under the name Spruce Moose,
yes.
I've been writing for slightly longer than that.
Have you? Do you want to tell us about it?
Ballpark figure, go on.
I occasionally still play the first song I ever wrote, which is a really happy song. I was really into the Smiths. So it's called Please Just Leave Me Alone. And the show was really into the Smiths. I put the please in brackets because I thought that's something that they do.
It's cool, but
it's pretentious. That's what it was. I used to dress as Interpol, the band, not the at that age. So that was very much where I was in. And then 10 years ago, which was around about the time I started hosting my first open mic night, I thought, want to keep playing music. My name's quite boring for a music name. It's not an exciting last name or out like that. So, and again, I love The Simpsons. So I've been writing a Spruce Moose for 10 years now, which is mind-blowing. I don't know where that's time gone, but it has. But yeah, so long time now.
So going back to like the fusion of bands, how did these two bands sort of come together, like the Spruce Moose and the Speedholes and the Don't Fret the Poet, or was it just kind of
There's only so
organic?
many drummers in Brid.
Well,
You know.
that's a very honest answer. I appreciate that.
Elliot, he gets bless him.
Bless Elliot. He's playing in like what
10 million.
6 bands at the Live at the Queen's.
Yeah,
busy man.
It's, it just kind of came about partly because of the community we're in and things like that.
It's all the same place, you know. Well, I wouldn't, like, we all met at the Sunday sessions and that, or various open mics, you know, all in the same place, melting pot, in it. You know?
Yeah.
This is it. And it's like, with having played under the name Spruce Moose for 10 years now, and the Speedholes are like alliteration. It's a Simpsons thing. So there's been, I was trying to count this earlier, about 15, 16 Speedholes members at this point in the last 10 years.
Yeah. It's kind of a collective then, isn't it, really?
Very much. What's the Marquis Smith quote? If it's me and you now on bongos, it's the fool. It's a bit like that. And yeah, so like the majority of the gigs we do now are with this, you know, lineup where me and you just sort of places on stage. And then
completely different band. What are you on about?
Yeah, totally different. But, you know, even still, like, so drummer-wise, we have Elliot drummer with us we'll have played the gig by the time this is out.
Aye.
Your support slot at the Sterling.
Aye, with Sam Sherdle. Aye. Yeah, there's a Reverie as well, isn't there?
Yes, there is indeed. Yeah. See,
It's going to be a good one.
We love that. So we've got Elliot drumming for that one. Obviously, that's a Don't Fret gig. And then we're at Crescent Lounge on the 9th of August, and that is one of these drumming gigs where, you know, we will be doing that.
Well, I came to the last one at the Crescent, didn't I? So you started off, and then the band joined you for the Speedholes. Then I think then you had a little break and came back as Don't Fret the Poet, and then the rest of the band had a break and left you on, didn't they? So you just got to do a little bit.
Yeah, I just did it.
And then they came back
did
again.
4 songs on my own. Yeah.
Stunning.
I need a break of me sometimes.
Is it time for some?
I think it is. I just want. We gave you a bit of a dilemma, didn't we? Because normally we just have one song at the end, but we've got 2 of you and 2 different but connected. So tell us how you've got around that dilemma.
In the last 2 days.
Yeah.
We like to give you a lot of notice.
I like to write short songs. Yeah, is a helpful thing, especially in this sort of scenario. So our songs, stylistically, you could say they're fairly different, but then there is, especially where, you know, we've got the full band versions, we've got the more stripped back versions of things. So we thought, what's in the same key as the other one? Then realised none of them. But you're cleverer than me, so you've slightly changed.
Well, I figured if you put it up by 1 step, it's in relative minor, so you just there you are, easy,
beautiful,
lovely.
Fantastic. So just tell us what you're going to play before you head over to play.
We've got Up Dog by Spruce Moose going into.
Aye, then Dive by us, or the other one.
Just fantastic.
Yeah.
So, make your way onto the band.
Thank
Band
you very
area, a lovely blue band area. Gorgeously lit today.
Up Dog and Die.
Up Dog and
I'm
Die.
excited about how these will segue into each other.
Very excited.
Up Dog dies. I get next size. As we pick.
And I drove to you and fell onto me, and then I put it dead, it doesn't know if it's in the end. I know for you, I've had enough of me. The fellow spending distance in the bells from the trees, oh, I can't take it anymore. Love this with such a bad. Does it seem fun to you? It doesn't colourful to me, 'cause nothing's really been since 2003. So if I was you, to stay away from me, don't risk being turned back to want someone look at you. I can't take it. No, like this, it's such a bad. Splitting my silence, I don't see lights, red and blue hue, sand to the smooth room, bare and deep gloom. People are watching, see what I'll do. Took a dive from over my bed, landing hard as is required for to break my neck. Well, when it was my first thought, then the gods come rushing in. Mama words, it didn't work, and I'm breathing again. Then I'm spitting up some blood, and I feel a great give, and my vision's gone dark. They don't think I'm gonna live. I am delighted at the news, oh, I can breathe the abyss. I know, I know, I know.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much. We've been spoilt rotten this evening. We're at the end. Are we on your camera, Adam? We're at the end. Episode 4, done. I'd like to take a moment to thank our wonderful guest this evening, James Forster, who has acquired a small dog in a very trendy jacket.
Spit the dog.
You are?
Spit the dog, remember?
She's too young. She's too young.
Oh, how do you feel?
I'm sorry, I'll pretend. Mackie as well, just behind me. Has Mackie acquired a small dog? No.
But a hat.
Oh, quite a beautiful hat.
Beautiful.
Isabelle Randall as well, who brought said dog and said hat. We've had a very fashionable. Just look at these mannequins, which just spoiled, absolutely spoiled. And of course, to Jamie and to Finn, thank you for playing. That was absolutely beautiful. And again, massive thanks to our sponsors, the Crescent Lounge in Scarborough, Your 360 Virtual Tours, and Charlotte Middleton, the Curious Creative.
I'd just like to remind everyone that to get in touch with either myself or Kath, if they would like to join us as a sponsor for the show, we are open to all collaborative ideas. Remember also to check with the artists or venues on websites or social media for any changes to events that we might have mentioned throughout the course of the show. And also please do share the love, not just for the show, but for all our wonderful guests that we featured. So find them on social media, like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Listen to their music, visit their gigs, all of that sort of stuff. Buy their merch.
All of that sort of stuff, yeah. And you'll find lots of information about each episode on yorkshirecoastgigs.co.uk. That'll be linked via the episode notes on YouTube. You can contact me via Yorkshire Coast Gigs with any news that you might want us to share. And finally, thanks to all of the crew and team involved from both Yorkshire Coast Gigs and Beckview Studios. Beth, Christina, Chris, Simon, of course, Adam, James, our guests, and thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of North Sea Soundcheck, the music show for the Yorkshire coast. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
North Sea Soundcheck with Yorkshire Coast Gigs and Beckview Studios.